vessel with crude oil heading to its territory. Tobago oil spill sparks regional concern. Special allowance being considered for some oil spill cleanup workers. Magdalena Resort recovering from the effects of the oil spill, and Tourism Secretary travels to Jamaica. Good evening, I'm Kristen Salandi. Welcome to the Tobago Updates Television News for Thursday, February 15th, 2024. Topping the news tonight, Guyana's Vice President Barack Jagdeo shied away from confirming whether a tanker filled with crude oil was indeed heading to its territory. At a press conference this afternoon in Guyana, Jagdeo was questioned by Guyanese reporters about it after the Ministry of National Security in Trinidad and Tobago revealed that a tugboat named Solo Creed was towing a barge carrying crude oil from Panama to Guyana. The tugboat vanished 11 days ago, while the barge drifted upside down into Tobago's waters, settling just outside of Cove and leaking oil into the sea since Wednesday, February 7th, creating an ecological disaster.
First, they didn't know anything about it. They were trying to find out from us whether the vessels came to Guyana, so I'm not sure. But even if they're destined for Guyana, any vessel from any part of the world destined for Guyana could topple over, could sink, and then create problems anywhere in the world.
When pressed for more information, Vice President Jagdeo did not seem to know that the vessels were indeed on their way to Guyana.
So were they bringing the oil to Guyana? Were they bringing this oil to Guyana?
That's a question for you, sir.
Oh, okay.
While he did not believe this was a situation for which Guyana would be held liable, Vice President Jagdeo was not averse to assisting with the cleanup efforts if necessary.
It has become an international event, Tier 3 event, so a number of international bodies have been approached. If we have any capacity to deal with this matter,
Guyana's energy industry has been growing rapidly with its recent discovery of oil. However, it does not yet have its refinery. The discovery of the wrecked Gulfstream vessel, which was being towed by a tugboat Solo Stream with crude oil from Panama to Guyana, is raising more questions than answers. President of Fishermen and Friends of the Seas, Gary Aboud, is taking notice of information that was not released to the public or even the THA from the Ministry of National Security. More in this report from Candice Jackson.
So far, we know that the capsized Gulfstream vessel, which is leaking oil in the waters just outside of Cove Estate, was being towed from Panama to Guyana. The rope that was towing it is still attached. The tug, Solo Creed, last recorded an ASI signal 11 days ago. Its crew is still unaccounted for. There were no distress calls made around that time. The Ministry of National Security did not release information regarding the vessel's ownership. The thickening of this mysterious plot is raising certain questions. Just like Chief Secretary Fali Augustine, Fishermen and Friends of the Sea President Gary Aboud wants to know why information about the exact contents and quantity has not yet been publicized.
We still don't know how many thousands or hundreds of thousands of barrels of crude is contained on this vessel. The central government have not told us what is the plan. How are they going to stop the leak?
Aboud also has concerns about the legality of the vessel's contents and why no one has yet come forward to claim responsibility.
Was it coming from a destination under the radar, so to speak, from a country in which there's international sanctions, who may be selling this crude, possibly even to the Trinidad and Tobago government?
On Wednesday, the Chief Secretary questioned the possibility that the owner is a company attempting to purchase the Point Fortin refinery. Aboud believes someone in Trinidad and Tobago knows the truth.
That the vessel, that there are local people interest here in Trinidad and Tobago who have a vested stake in that vessel, and that vessel was bringing embargoed cargo that is not allowed in the open world because of of embargoes, because Iran suffers serious embargoes because of all sorts of terrorist funding and activities.
While the Ministry of National Security indicated that it was through the help of Guyanese authorities that it was determined that Solar Creed did not arrive as expected, its destination of Guyana raised more suspicions.
Think about it. Why would Guyana be importing crude? They don't have a refinery. What are they processing? Why would they want to import crude here?
According to shipping websites, Solar Creed carries a Tanzanian flag, which Aboud suspects may just be a flag of convenience, allowing it to evade authorities. Candace Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.
Some consideration is being given to paying a special allowance to CPEP, URP, LEP, and daily rated workers whom the THA has utilized for the oil spill cleanup efforts.
One of the things we discussed, and there is some agreement too, is that for the CPEP, URP, LEP workers that have been used, and some of the daily rated workers, that efforts are to be made to look into some allowance for their interaction with the hazardous material. So we didn't just take them from where they are and dump them and say, okay, work here, and we won't appreciate you in any way. So there will be some additional allowance that is being considered right now. I can't give you a figure because I've asked the team to sit, look at it, look at what's possible, and that's being considered for the workers that we have transferred to these areas.
The Chief Secretary noted that Trinidadians have been volunteering.
To also thank this cause of Trinidadians who have come to Tobago not to enjoy Store Bay or Pigeon Point and not to go and take a TikTok video to show that I was there, but to actually come and be part of the volunteerism. In fact, in one sailing we had 40 Trinidadians come up to be part of the volunteer program.
Many persons have since volunteered to assist with cleanup efforts following a major oil spill in Tobago. However, some are asking if they will be remunerated should they decide to help clean up. In response, Augustine said now is the ideal time to show patriotism and nationalism. Coming up next, we spoke exclusively to the general manager of Magdalena about the oil spill's impact on his resort. Stay tuned.
Carnival is here, but before you hit the streets, make your home the ultimate party zone. Standard says, make it stage ready, now for now. Get dazzling deals on TVs, furniture, appliances, everything to impress your guest. 10% cash back, easy financing, plus no down payment. Now's the time to shine. Visit Standards today. Let them make your home the star of Carnival.
You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Girl, you know what you're doing. You waste with the eye contact. Girl, look back. 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 Look at how it parts. Look back. Look back at the speed. Look back. Look back to the stars. Look back. Girl, you look back.
With us. The oil spill has affected many aspects of tourism on the island. The Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort faced some of the effects of the spill. Acting General Manager at the resort, Jason Martin, shared how the hotel was affected and what is being done to resolve the issue. Ariana Scipio has the story.
Martin said that the oil spill was an unforeseen circumstance. He said the first few days were a bit chaotic, but a group of experts gathered on the north wing of the beach to discuss how best the issue could be resolved.
We brainstorm, we chat. They had a meeting with both the chief sec and the PM later in the day. And I think we have now settled down and a recovery or repair program is in place.
Martin explained that the high tides in the Atlantic Ocean pushed the oil near the hotel's main swimming pool, which was a serious cause for concern since many guests frequent the pool.
Our internal team, we quickly regrouped and decided that we can build a barrier, and that barrier should prevent the recurrence since the oil molecules can't get through the net.
He said the nets were very helpful. Martin disclosed that although some guests were concerned about the spill, many others still came to the hotel to enjoy themselves and were happy that the issue was being resolved.
If you're here, you get a slight smell of the fuel, not very toxic though. One of the agencies, or in fact two of the agencies, were quite helpful upon our request to come and test the air quality because we want to make sure everybody's safe.
He said that cleanup was taking place at the south and north wings of the hotel. However, operations continue as usual. Martin acknowledged that although it was a rough start, things have smoothed out. He revealed that their busiest days were during the carnival period, with no negative reviews from guests so far about their stay. Ariana Scipio, Tobago Updates Television News.
Chief Secretary Farley Augustine has indicated that oil spill particles have been drifting during the Chief Secretary media briefing on Wednesday at the Scarborough Sea stage. The Chief Secretary was asked if he believes this is a CARICOM issue. More in this story from Tanika Cruikshank.
Chief Secretary Farley Augustine believes that the oil spill in Tobago became a CARICOM issue the moment one of its CARICOM members was impacted. He mentioned that the oil spill particles have been drifting.
Certainly it is. As a matter of fact, I would like to believe that when incidents like this happen in any CARICOM state, it becomes an issue for the region. We have had, is it Sidima? We have had Sidima. Also partner with us and part of our strategic planning meetings and the sending support, so they were always a part of the conversation.
According to the Chief Secretary, a map showing the proximity of additional islands near Tobago will be shown as many people are concerned that their island may be affected by the oil spill.
When the most recent map with the trajectory is put out there later today, you will make a judgment call for yourself as to how much of it will impact on other territories. But I prefer to have the maps done by the professionals do the talking. But
on Wednesday, February 7th, 2024, an overturned vessel was discovered with a black oil-like substance leaking from it. This has caused a major oil spill in Tobago. Tanika Cruikshank, Tobago Updates Television News.
While there is progress on the oil spill cleanup for the affected coastlines, the village of Lambo remains inundated. This is causing problems for the village's fishing industry. However, fishermen are advised to stay out of the water around Lambo and relocate their vendors temporarily. Here is more.
Lambo remains the most affected village by the oil spill from the capsized Gulf Stream vessel. As a result, President of the All Tobago Fisherfolk Association, Curtis Douglas, is warning fishermen from the village to stay out of the water and keep their boats grounded.
Yes. So don't go through it. Don't go through it because I already have engines that impeller pull and it damaged, so them have to pull up. So do not fish around that area. I'm advising them again.
Even though fish may not have been caught within the contaminated waters, Douglas discouraged the sale of fish in Lambo.
I'm advising because I'm seeing fishes selling. The vendors are selling fish. And I do not want anything called cross-contamination.
Douglas assured fishermen that they could continue selling fish at other locations.
It is not permanent. So I don't want people to believe that, I just want to create a believe they come to a runway, and no, that is not the case, right? We are in an emergency situation whereby we're trying to safeguard you, your children, and the population.
The situation is expected to last about 3 or 4 more weeks. In the meantime, some fishermen are playing an important role in the relief and cleanup efforts. Several of them are out on a daily basis assisting experts from Kaizen Environmental Services Limited in placing oil booms to prevent more oil from reaching the shorelines.
These guys are real doctors in their field. These guys are, I'm saying, are going behind some swells, in some holes to sort out the pockets of where the oils are. I mean, I kudos to the fisher folk.
While they are assisting with the response efforts, Douglas explained the fishermen are also being trained so that they can respond more effectively in the event of such an incident recurring. Candice Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.
Up next, Senior Soup says Tobago's carnival was one of the safest in 6 years. Here, the details when we return.
Yo everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Builders General Hardware, located right here in Stowbay Local Road, Tobago. That's correct, right here in Tobago. And we are offering you guys the best prices on all hardware material. And if you would like to get your free quotation done, all you have to do is WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will give you guys the best prices on all hardware material. That is a guarantee as we are matching or beating any quotations.
Your destiny. The best way to predict it is to create it. Do you see yourself exploring exotic destinations or spending quality time with family? However you see yourself, create your own retirement destiny with Tata Life's Destiny Personal Savings Booster. Choose from one of 3 investment options with guaranteed minimum investment returns to secure a monthly retirement income for life, with the option to choose your retirement age. So what's your retirement destiny? Call 62-TATIL or visit tatil.co.tt to learn more today. Conditions apply. Tatil Life, a member of the Answer McCall Group.
At JK Tech, we bring technology to your doorstep. From cutting-edge laptops to reliable printers, we've got it all. Nationwide delivery and a new website for easy online ordering. JK Tech is your one-stop shop for your electronics and computer needs. Carrying top brands such as Acer, Samsung, HP, and much more. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at JKTechTT or visit jktechtt.com. Quality tech is just a click away. JK Tech. Evaluate your shopping experience, your tech, your way. Call or WhatsApp 383-2651. Shop smart, shop JK Tech.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Welcome back. As the various stakeholders continue to do their post-mortem and provide feedback on the just concluded carnival celebrations in Trinidad and Tobago, Senior Superintendent Rodil Kirk of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, Tobago Branch, stated that despite a few minor incidents, Tobago experienced one of the safest national carnivals in a long time. Here is more.
According to Superintendent Rudel Kirk, the Tobago leg of the National Carnival was a success from a law enforcement perspective. He said it was amongst the safest compared to those held within the last 6 years. Kirk noted there was some misunderstanding over the location of some carnival events.
We got the information that Crown Point and Roxborough were the two main hubs, but not to take our eyes off Scarborough, and we did that. We had resources on the ground. We recognized that nothing much didn't happen, and everything went well. We are thankful for that.
Kirk stated as the cruise ship was in port and the oil spill cleanup also occurred, Scarborough was limited to where people could traverse. Hence, persons went to Roxborough and Crown Point.
And what we recognize is that within the Crown Point area on Monday morning, roughly about 3,000 masqueraders taking the streets. That concluded around 10 a.m. and the people dispersed quietly, again with no incident. So I want to also thank the Tobago public for, being well behaved during the carnival period. Roxborough itself, Jubilee morning had one music truck and roughly about 600 to 700 persons, behind the music truck as well. They didn't have no bands per se. Again, everyone was well behaved.
A bomb threat report and around 3 robbery complaints caught the attention of the TTPS. However, these incidents were not related to carnival activities.
What we also have is that persons were called off their vacation leave and they did answer that call. Not forgetting the members of the Defense Force, TTR and the Coast Guard, who came out and were always there to support us. So, I want to also extend my sincerest gratitude to these stakeholders for, standing by the police in terms of having the resources on the ground to treat with any eventualities.
Regarding the TTPS's efforts to decrease the number of road fatalities, the TTPS will continue to advise motorists to drive carefully. Taninka Cruikshank, Tobago Updates Television News.
In January, the Tobago Civil Net released a survey questioning the performance of the Tobago House of Assembly administration for the year 2023. Chairman of the Tobago Civil Net, Rodney Pigott, appeared on the Good Morning Tobago show to discuss the results of this survey. Ariana Scipio has the report.
The results from the 2023 survey conducted by the Tobago Civil Net revealed that 34% of people who responded gave positive feedback about the current THA administration, while 46% gave negative reviews. However, Rodney Pigott noted that another survey conducted last year showed that approximately 52% of responses were negative and 22% positive, a 12% increase in positive responses.
So this year, it has increased in the positive perception, and it has decreased in the negative perception. So it's going in the right direction. It's going in the direction that we, the people, want it to go in.
However, the performance of the assemblymen was rated poorly.
And what the people are saying in that area is that, especially when it comes to the assemblymen and the way they relate to the public, what the people are saying there is that we're not pleased with the way you relate to the public.
He said the public's responsibility does not stop at voting but continues daily, keeping the island's government in check. He assured that the survey was not a correctional tool against the THA administration.
This is a tool whereby our governance structure can get that kind of feedback from the public, good, bad, or indifferent, as to how they're performing, and use that kind of response to sharpen themselves, deliver better services to the people.
In this regard, he said the assemblymen should note that the public is displeased with their performance, which should prompt them to do better. Inaccessibility to assemblymen was among the issues that the public had.
Are people calling and leaving messages and it's taken me days to get back to them, and so forth and so forth. Those are the things that you want to do with that kind of information.
He acknowledged that it is a new and young administration and that they need time to get used to being in power. Ariana Scipio, Tobago Updates Television News.
Secretary of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation, Councillor Tashia Boris, will attend the 2024 Global Tourism Resilience Day Conference in Jamaica from the 16th to the 17th of February 2024. While there, she will participate in the ministerial roundtable with fellow regional and global tourism leaders, including the Secretary General of the United Nations World Tourism Organization. The conference will occur at the Montego Bay Convention Center. The Secretary's invitation was issued through the Caribbean Tourism Organization. The upcoming global conference aims to further discussions on advancing sustainable tourism in the Caribbean and the Americas. We have more news and the weather report right after this break.
Hello everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Car Clinic, located right here in Tobago at Tobago Local Road. You can WhatsApp us or call us at 366-4173.
Carnival is here. But before you hit the streets, make your home the ultimate party zone. Standard says, make it stage ready, now for now. Get dazzling deals on TVs, furniture, appliances, everything to impress your guest. 10% cash back, easy financing, plus no down payment. Now's the time to shine. Visit Standards today. Let them make your home the star of Carnival.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. Never ever worry if sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry if times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Thanks for keeping it here. The air quality in areas most affected by the oil spill in Tobago remains safe. This is according to Chief Secretary Folly Augustine, who noted that there is still a high stench present in those areas.
Those meters were reading at 0, which means that it is not harmful to be in the area. However, we appreciate that there is still a strong odor emanating from some areas.
Schools in the affected areas, namely Scarborough Secondary and Lambo Anglican Primary, will remain closed until further notice.
But we continue to monitor it because we want to ensure that those working to help us with manual cleanup, our students and the villagers, that they will not be experiencing anything that's harmful.
The Chief Secretary said daily tests would be conducted to ensure air quality remained at safe levels. Checking in with the weather update from the TNT Met Office. Tonight's weather forecast calls for generally fair conditions with the possibility of isolated showers. Temperatures are expected to drop to a low of 26 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow, early morning showers will pave the way for generally sunny, hazy and breezy conditions. Temperatures will climb to a high of 32 degrees Celsius with a heat index of 35 degrees. A mild concentration of Saharan dust persists in the atmosphere. While the yellow level hazardous seas warning has been lifted, seas remain moderate with waves reaching up to 1.8 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. Sunrise is expected at 6:23 a.m., followed by sunset at 6:10 p.m. And that's how we end this evening's newscast. Let's recap the headlines before we go. Guyana's vice president denies knowledge of vessel with crude oil heading to its territory. Tobago oil spill sparks regional concern. Special allowance being considered for some oil spill cleanup workers. Magdalena Resort recovering from the effects of the oil spill. And Tourism Secretary travels to Jamaica. I am Kristen Salandi. Have a good night.